Welcome to Jesting Pilot. Join us as we revisit, explore, and discuss the texts, beliefs, and people informing the development of the Western Hermetic Tradition. If you would like to learn more, consider subscribing to Jesting Pilot. Like and share this video and visit our website, www.fromthequarries.com/jestingpilot. Porphyry, 234–305 CE, was an influential Neoplatonic philosopher who played a significant role in the development and dissemination of Neoplatonism. A student of Plotinus, Porphyry not only preserved and compiled his teacher's works, but also contributed to the expansion of Neoplatonic thought by integrating elements from various philosophical traditions. His works include commentaries on Plato and Aristotle, treatises on various philosophical topics, and biographical accounts of philosophers. Major ideas and structure of Porphyry's philosophical system. 1. Hierarchical structure of reality. Like Plotinus, Porphyry maintained a hierarchical structure of reality, with the one at its pinnacle, followed by the intellect, nous, the world soul, and the material world. Porphyry continued to emphasize the importance of the One as the ultimate transcendent reality from which all existence emanates. 2. Categories and ontology. Porphyry made significant contributions to ontology by building upon Aristotle's categories. In his work Isagoge, he elaborated on the problem of universals and introduced the distinction between genus, species, and individual. This distinction became foundational for subsequent philosophical discussions on the nature of being and the relationships between abstract entities and concrete particulars. 3. The human soul and ethics. Porphyry shared Plotinus's view that the human soul is a divine spark emanating from the world soul. He believed that the soul's ultimate goal is to return to its source through a process of purification and ascent. Porphyry's ethics emphasized the importance of moral virtues, such as wisdom, courage, and self-control, which enable the soul to detach from the material world and elevate itself towards the divine. 4. Integration of religious practices. Porphyry was interested in the integration of religious practices into the Neoplatonic philosophical framework. He explored the role of ritual, symbolism, and religious imagery in the quest for spiritual enlightenment. Porphyry also wrote extensively on the subject of theurgy, which is the practice of invoking divine powers through rituals and sacred objects to achieve spiritual transformation. 5. Vegetarianism and animal rights. Porphyry was an advocate for vegetarianism and animal rights, arguing that the practice of abstaining from meat supports the soul's spiritual development and the cultivation of compassion. In his work on abstinence from animal food, Porphyry laid out philosophical arguments for a vegetarian lifestyle, drawing on Platonic, Pythagorean, and Stoic ideas. 6. Commentaries on Plato and Aristotle. Porphyry was a prolific writer, and his commentaries on Plato and Aristotle played a crucial role in the transmission of ancient philosophy to later generations. These commentaries not only preserved and clarified the ideas of these philosophers, but also provided insightful interpretations that integrated Neoplatonic thought with earlier philosophical traditions. Porphyry's philosophy expands upon the Neoplatonic framework established by his teacher Plotinus, developing a rich and multifaceted system that incorporates elements from various philosophical traditions. His contributions to ontology, ethics, and the integration of religious practices, as well as his advocacy for vegetarianism and animal rights, demonstrate the breadth and depth of his thought. Porphyry's commentaries on Plato and Aristotle ensured the survival of ancient philosophy and played a significant role in shaping the intellectual landscape of later periods. One anecdote pertaining to Porphyry's philosophical system involves his famous work Isagoge, which serves as an introduction to Aristotle's categories. The anecdote illustrates Porphyry's dedication to harmonizing the works of Plato and Aristotle, and demonstrates his lasting influence on the subsequent development of philosophy. In Isagoge, Porphyry poses a series of questions concerning the nature of universals, specifically whether they exist in reality, in mente, in the mind, or in voce, in language. These questions, known as the Porphyrian tree, laid the groundwork for the medieval problem of universals, a central issue in both scholastic and Islamic philosophy. In his work, Porphyry refrained from taking a definitive stance on the nature of universals, stating that the issue was too deep for an introductory work. However, he emphasized the importance of understanding the logical and ontological relationships between genera, species, and individual things. In doing so, Porphyry provided a framework for discussing the nature of universals that would continue to shape philosophical debates for centuries. This anecdote showcases Porphyry's commitment to synthesizing the ideas of Plato and Aristotle, as well as his influence on the development of medieval philosophy. His exploration of the problem of universals in the Isagoge demonstrates his engagement with fundamental philosophical questions and his lasting impact on the intellectual landscape. For your copy of the ebook, A Short Introduction to Neoplatonism, go to www.fromthequarries.com/jestingpilot.